I'm doing this for the last 25 years, and I've thought of this presentation keeping in mind that all of us here are employees of a company, but when we step outside, we become a consumer. And I'm seeing again and again that a lot of hackers always attack the weakest link. And the fun thing is, when are we weak? When we are most vulnerable. And some of our vulnerabilities are exposed when we are outside, when we are browsing online for a good deal, when we are trying to date somebody, when we are, so that's when the consumer part comes out. And when the consumer part comes out, we may become vulnerable. That vulnerability can be exploited there, and from there you will see, I'll show a technique from there how your enterprise can be attacked. And I've seen this, you've heard of a large attack happening. I'll come to that later. Right now what we are seeing here is a lot of consumers, they're trying to date somebody, they're trying to get a job. And I thought of an interesting point, which is servers have vulnerabilities and we patch them. And so does humans. Humans also have vulnerabilities. Everybody is looking for a job, everybody is trying to date, everybody is trying to get a great deal online. That can be a vulnerability and can be exploited, especially if you are under stress. So I'm going to show you, and you're hearing all these news articles that are happening every now and then. One very popular tool that we use every day, Instagram. A show of hands, how many of us use 2FA on Instagram today? Fantastic, fantastic. So there was a question, two sessions up, online directories, and can that be hacked more? Yes, it can be hacked more, but a lot of these big companies, Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, all these, they have put in large amounts of money into putting security frameworks, but all of us have to use it. We are not doing most basic stuff. We have MFA on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, we use them every day, but nobody realizes that we must be using MFA. And I'm going to show you an attack in a couple of minutes. We're not using MFA, how that impacts. So this is an Instagram, we get a like from somebody, this person says, oh wow, that looks like a pretty face, let me follow her. And they start chatting, and more we are seeing that these chats are going from Instagram into Telegram. And who would have thought Telegram wanted to be a competitor for WhatsApp, but it ended up being a very good tool where anonymity is maintained and you can go to video chats. This person clicks on a link and says, yeah, and Myra Das wants to have a very personal chat with this person, and she says, okay, can we do something more personal and intimate? And he says, wow, this is my day, I'm feeling lucky. So, and he shares some pictures and some videos, which is recorded. And very soon, this turns out to be the biggest mistake of his life, because now the person is saying that this is extortion, and I'm going to post all these pictures and videos to your friends. But the question is, how did that person get access to the friends? Well, we have so many friends offline, so few friends, but all of us have thousands of friends online. We are accepting requests from everybody, whether we know them or not. Why are we doing that? Because we want to increase followers, someone looks pretty. If a hacker wants, they will record you, and they have access to all personal information. And the funny thing is, we are so gung-ho about GDPR, make everything private. Well, laws are not going to make it private. Somebody has to change the thought process, say, hey, if I don't know that person, I'm not going to make him my online friend, because that I've given a lot of information. I'm posting pictures, where am I traveling? Anyway, so this can lead to a big issue. So let's look at an advanced attack. What happens, what I'm trying to demonstrate here is how many of us pay attention to links? We click on links every day. I mean, the company might have given infrastructure and software in place, so and education. Don't click links when you are in the office, but when you go home, you're clicking links every day, and all the reels there, and really engaging. So this person does the same. He clicked on an Instagram link. That was a man in the middle attack that was happening. You are entering. You're thinking that you're logging into Instagram, but there's a proxy in between, and this guy is able to see every detail that you're typing in, including your user ID and password. What can result as a result? You can be extorted, loss of reputation, mental stress, big deal. It's all a big deal. How to prevent? I mean, I would suggest don't accept friend requests from unknown people, and profiles that are too good to be true. They are probably that. Deals that are too good to be true. They are probably that, and they're not. They're false. I see a lot of requests coming in on dating apps, but there are so many spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes. That's a clue. It's not a real person. You're most vulnerable when you are under stress. So I would suggest don't take hurried decisions. Lock your profiles so that anybody, I don't know how many of us lock our profiles. It's a simple feature that a lot of apps provide. Only your friends will know what all is in there. And last but not least, please enable MFA. It's a very simple technique. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, all these apps have spent millions of dollars into building in the security framework, but all of us have to use it. Enable MFA. And one last thing which I did not mention here is all of us are attending a security conference, specifically on identity. So we are already well aware. And attackers don't attack aware people. They attack unaware people. They attack the weakest link. And who's the weakest link? Your kids, your neighbors, your parents, your relatives. Go call them, educate them what's happening outside. All of us coming to an identity conference, all of us are already very well aware. But they will not be attacking you, but they will attack somebody you know. So my suggestion is, if we call 5 people and they are more educated, then that's better for all of us. I'm going to show you how what happens in an enterprise. So you've heard about generally the hackers go after doing a DOS attack, DDoS attack, phishing. These days they are doing a lot of ransomware attacks. I'm hearing that a lot of ransomware attacks are available as a service now. So more people can actually conduct the attacks. So it's not a question of if they're going to attack your business, they are going to attack your business. It's a question of when. And there are simple things you can do to prevent a ransomware attack. And one of the simplest things you can do is take a backup and make sure it can be restored. How many of us actually back up and actually test the restore? If the restore is happening and is it timely? So we don't do that. So that's a very, very simple thing you should do. Enabling MFA is one. I'm going to show you a very interesting attack. There's not much time to go into this, but you're looking at attacks on infrastructures which spend way more than probably what your company spends, but they are still being attacked. And a very interesting attack that happened very recently to a vendor that is demonstrating upstairs. Name rhymes with Orca. You would notice that this employee, he was actually just browsing and using his personal laptop for accessing his personal email, which is probably most of us, we do that. And when Chrome says, do you want me to save your user ID and password? I would say yes. I don't want to log in every day. And this guy did the same thing. He said yes. And using the same laptop, he's now logging into his enterprise system. Now the problem is that his enterprise stuff is also being saved under the same profile. And if I showed you that Instagram link thing, man in the middle attack, if that attack happens, then the person now has access to not only his personal Gmail user ID password, he also has access to his enterprise user ID password, just because it's being accessed from the same device, same browser. Now it may seem like nothing, but what a hacker can do with it, and what a hacker actually did, and you've heard all of this in the news, is the hacker was able to use all this information to log into the actual company website, and he got access to a ticketing system. This is an actual attack that happened, and in the ticketing system, he saw that there are session IDs that are being saved, and session ID, who would not like to? It's a dream come true for the hacker. If you are looking at these confidential logs and getting a session ID, he took that session ID and then he conducted a supply chain attack to all these people. Now a simple password hack turned into an enterprise attack, turned into a supply chain attack, all because that guy was simply trying to use the same office laptop for accessing his personal Gmail, use the same thing, and which did not have MFA, and then he used the same profile to log into his enterprise account. And now this hacker has access to all these. Thankfully, all the stuff that you've been hearing, ITDR, these companies had an ITDR. So they told Orca that, you know what, something fishy is happening. So, and that's how this was revealed. This became a major news and quite an embarrassment for an identity vendor to, and you can't protect your own stuff. So what all you can do, how to prevent all this? It can be done in several ways. It can be done through education, it can be done through controls. Controls can have, don't allow personal logins. There's a security broker in place. You can have that. You can enable MFA on portals with sensitive information. You can set up an ITDR, just like the ones who figured this out. You can ask your suppliers to enable SSO and MFA. That's important. So that's about it for the consumer and enterprise. But the one thing that's very close to my heart is you come to a conference and you see overlapping products, and it bothers me. How will somebody figure out which product to pick? There are so many products that's heavy lifting. So I put in a few slides for this as well. And I feel that if you are a traditional small business, what I mean by a traditional small business is I go to office and I work like it used to happen 10 years ago. And all my systems are in the office, I access them there, then I go home. No systems are outside, nobody is accessing it from outside. Small. You need to do something for your employee identities. Too many passwords, make them one single sign-on IAM system, SSO system. You need to do something for privileged users who has too much access. Wow, identity threat, insider threat is a real thing. In my company there are 500 people and my 10 super senior people have access to pretty much everything. They have access to GoDaddy, my website, my Google Apps, my AWS application. If that goes down, my reputation, everything's finished. So that's a real threat, even if you're a small company. I suggest you have an IAM and a PAM system in place. What if you are a medium business? What I mean by medium business is some people go outside, which means some devices go outside. As long as, so that means access from outside is important, which means you need VPN, which means you should have MFA or VPN over VPN. Simple. But not too many people go outside. What if you're a large business or a government institute which wants to do security for every employee in there? Too many people are going outside with their devices. You need an MDM solution. You need a device management. You need to be aware of data leakage, and you need to do something about that. You need to do threat detection, which is the thing at the bottom. What if you are an online small business? All businesses these days, they are small, they're coming up. They don't have money to have a large network installed inside and then do business. I started stuff online, meaning my emails are on Google Apps, and that's how small businesses start. You will need, since access is from anywhere, you will need SSO and PAM, you will need a security broker, because security broker is something very important, because all your identity systems, they take care of your first access, but what about subsequent access? I can log in from office, take my laptop home, I can do stuff there, I can download stuff there. You need a cache feature. And last one, but not least, if you're a large consumer-facing website, you need redundancy. Databases, redundancy, load balancing, firewall, and all that stuff. That's about it. Protecting your identity is of paramount importance. This is an identity conference. You guys are here for learning about identity. I hope I did not waste too much of your time. If you have any questions, I'm outside and also on the C floor. Please come see. Thanks so much.